So now you know what a pulsar valve is. So what is this? What is this apparatus right here that looks like this? Okay? That's on top of a Dodge fuel tank, all right? We've all seen it. It comes on top of the module, right? So here's your outlet. Here's your outlet, right? What is this thing? It's known, if you go on different websites, you'll see that it's called a filter. You'll see that it's called a regulator, okay? So what is that, all right? Well, it's actually both. And it's also two more things. This little valve right here does 4 things, all right? Because this does so many and it's so compact, this makes the fuel system more easy, okay? For instance, some will have a fuel line going to the rail, and some will have a return line, okay? That's cost, all right? Every little bit counts. If you have a 5-cent line that goes, let's just make $1, all right? Let's just run that extra line, $1 on 1 million vehicles. That's $1 million extra you have to spend. But if you can get a company to make you one of these, you can get to one fuel line. Let me explain what this is. First, this is a filter. Okay? It is also a regulator. Did I spell that right? Whatever. It is also a pulsar valve. And it is also a bypass. So when a car comes into the shop and it has no fuel pressure, but you can hear the fuel pump running, but the fuel pump is spinning, it doesn't sound like it's loaded. So you replace the fuel pump, the module assembly, it's $400, and you get on your merry way. And you spent that much because you wanted a good quality fuel pump assembly. Wonderful. But all you need to do is replace that. Let me explain something here. Inside of here, you have this tube, okay? There's a steel tube. Let's make this blue. There's a steel tube in here, right? This tube goes all the way up, okay? Goes all the way up like so. And what you'll have, and it'll have a termination, and this is an O-ring right here. Here's your O-ring. And that will go to a filter, okay? Here's your filter. Let's put some pleats in there, okay? Here's your filter. Oh, it's a filter. Okay, great. No big deal. So what the hell is the regulator part of it? Well, the regulator. This rubber piece right here, where the hose actually goes onto, this rubber piece extends into this metal, this stainless steel can here. and it's press fitted in there, and it's very, very tight fit. But it terminates, okay? It goes about yay, and then it ends. And you can actually take a pair of pliers and you can wiggle this out. You can turn it, and it'll fall out. From this point on, okay, you will have. Let's make this. Hold on, I gotta fix the marker because that's what I did when I see that. I didn't put the cap on and I hate that. Okay. So what you have here, let's do, this will be the regulator. This will be filter, regulator. You'll have a spring here. Okay? This spring is your regulator, okay? So with that being said, the stronger the spring, the higher the fuel pressure. This spring goes into a sleeve, okay, a cup. It has to rest up against something, okay? So let's make this smaller just so we can make this easier. It goes into a cup, okay? This cup holds this spring steady. This spring extends into the black plastic and holds the bottom stable. Right here, you have a cone-shaped piece, okay? It is driving me crazy that I'm crossing the colors, contaminating the marker tips, okay? This is how my mind works. I'm going crazy thinking about this when I'm supposed to be concentrating on telling you how this works. I'm sick. So there's a cone shape right here, okay? This spring puts pressure on that, and it seals, okay? Everything that seals will be green. There's a seal here that is created from that cone shape, all right? What else do you have? Well, you have a seal right there. Let's just make this a little bigger. Okay. Here's your O-ring. This actually goes to a plate, which is very important. Okay. There's a plate right here. Okay. And this plate is crimped down. Okay. It's crimped down. Actually, it's part of this. Okay. It's part of this. So there's a disc there, okay? And it holds that in place. The fuel gets pushed up into the filter. It fills this reservoir right here. And the way it filters is it goes to the inside of the filter. I changed it up a little bit. So what happens is, let me explain why I changed it. Because I really couldn't get the illustration to where I think it was where I wanted to go. Okay, so let me explain this apparatus right here, okay? This part. why do I have arrows coming out and why do I have arrows coming in? All right, let's look at this. So this part right here that goes all the way down here, we're just going to window this right now. If you look at it, it has this part right here. This extends up into the filter where fuel goes into the filter. And right here has actually it's a little bit too big. So you have a window chamber, okay? And what happens is when the fuel goes up into this filter area, it fills this and it also goes back in. When it goes back in, it goes through these windows, okay? And when you go through those windows, it goes back out. Let's just make this the tube. It goes into these windows and it comes out here, okay? So this right here has windows in it. It allows the fuel to go in and allows it to go out. Did I explain that all right? Why is that important? Well, it's important because when it exits here, when it's coming out right here, remember this has the round cup, okay? And you have the bevel that seals, okay? That holds the spring, okay? So as you can see, what's happening here is, let me get rid of these arrows. What's happening is this chamber pressurizes, okay? And when this gets to a certain pressure, these windows right here, that allows that pressure to force upon this seal right here, okay? And since this is a seal, let me do it green, okay? When the pressure in here builds up enough in this filter chamber here, because remember, the fuel goes up into the center of the filter, it filters, and then it accumulates in this reservoir. And when the pressure goes up, it goes through these windows, it puts pressure on this seat right here. When it gets to the desired pressure, it'll collapse this spring. When this spring collapses, this will break away from the seat and allow fuel to dump. Okay? It will allow fuel to pour out into the bottom chamber here. Now remember, this is all open. In the bottom chamber, let's just, inside here, if you're to look into it, you'll see that there's channels, okay? There's windows that go all the way through this plug right here. The fuel will go in here, and then it will go out here, okay? And this goes into your module, okay? This goes back into your fuel tank. So that's how the regulator works. Okay, here's your regulator. Let's look at the pulsar. And actually, I should have actually did this in red, okay? So, yeah. Let me just, so no one gets confused here. Let me just simplify this here. Fuel goes into the filter area, and then in here, which is out, through here. That's basically the same drawing, just red, because it's part of the regulator system. Now, what is this blue thing right here? This blue apparatus. Why did they put that there? This is your pulsar. Okay. This